Welcome to another video from TradeHappy, a platform for traders around the world to become happy and consistently profitable. Let's get into the next video. Okay, so here we are having a look at the markets again. Euro AUD, starting off. We've come up to this little parallel line here. It's the center line, so it's quite a strong line that price bounces off. And we've had a big rejection from it actually on the daily candle. So we'll see what happens here. We could get a little spike higher from this parallel line and then move down to this line here. So that could be a possible trade that comes in next week. We'll see what happens. I'm not really looking at trading anything on Euro AUD just yet. It seems to be there's not really much of an area here that I'd be looking to trade. The only one would be, I mean, if there's a fib around this level. Yeah, there is. So I mean, the only place that I'd be looking to trade would be here. But then again, coming into this, you've got one massive wick here, you've got another big wick here. It's kind of in the middle of an area, and I wouldn't be really looking to trade that, to be honest. And especially when you're in a massive uptrend like this, that's been going on since 2013 or 2017. Just wouldn't really be looking to take a short trade in that, especially when it's not a great level. Euro CAD. So last week I was having a look at this level here. Price was coming up, hoping to come up to this level and we could take a short, but it's turned around here. So I'm not actually looking at trading anything on that at the moment. Euro GBP, same. There was a trade that I was looking at getting in down here because this was a little bit too risky, just because of the big drop here. So price didn't come down there last week, but it hasn't really moved much higher from when I had a look at it before. So not looking at trading that either, to be honest. Euro JPY, possible trade here. We've got a trend line break. I spoke about this last week. We either break down and keep going, or we come back up, retest, and then we can get in. We've closed on a bearish candle, which is a good sign. So that is a possible trade that I'll be looking at next week. Euro NZD. Last week, hopefully price would come up and we could get in here, but turned around, and then we've started to come back up. So price could end up coming up here by Thursday, Friday possibly, but I wouldn't be entering on the Friday. I'd wait until Monday and then get in. Euro USD. Got into a trade last week on here. Didn't talk about it on the previous video because I was having a look at some trades up in here, but we got a reversal here instead, and we got in on this parallel line here. Stops were above here and take profits were down here. So that was actually a really nice trade. Very little drawdown, and ended up being a profitable trade. So yeah, that was a good trade. Not having a look at too much now. Hopefully going to get a little bit of a retest and then we can get into a short again, just because of this big downtrend. GBP AUD, again, we were having a look at a short up in here and price didn't reach it and reversed. But on the Friday we've got that big candle here. So we'll see what happens next week. Still not having a look at a trade for that. GBP CAD, again, there seems to be a lot of trades that have come up to a certain area and reversed short of what we were having a look at next week, or the week before I mean. But you know, you've got to just take the market as it comes, and didn't come up to our area, so we didn't get into too many trades. It was a good week last week for me personally, because I had GBP JPY trade, Euro USD trade, and currently in a USD JPY trade that we'll have a look at in a minute. Same here, not actually having a look at any trades for GBP JPY. We've kind of been consolidating around this area here, so we'll see what happens, whether we get like a breakout of price, because we've got a similar thing going on here. So consolidation, breakout, and we've come down, and then we've got another one here, consolidation, breakout, and we're in another bit of consolidation. So if we break here, we could see them coming down to these levels here, or these levels here. So that could be a possible trade. GBP NZD, nothing on here really. GBP USD, the same. We've got a little break here of this consolidation area, but then you've got this here as well, which is right at this level, so I wouldn't be looking to take a trade on that. USD CAD, this is a possible trade. Obviously you've got a lot of activity going on in this area right here. Could be a fib as well. Yeah, 618 right at the top of that. Went over that in my last week's analysis, but not looking to get into a trade on that at the moment. And the final one is USD JPY. I am in a trade on this. Been holding it since last week. We got a really nice entry, which is in the blog. So let me just show you what the analysis is. So as you can see, pitchfork, we've come up here, touched it. There's also a Fibonacci in here. There we go, right there. We got in short here. Stop loss was here, and take profits down here. We'll see what happens on that next week, but it's looking like a good trade. I've already moved my stop loss to break even, so there's no risk. So not too worried about that trade, and we'll see what happens. So there's not too many trades that could be taken next week. There's the Euro JPY trade and a possible GBP JPY trade. The Euro JPY I'll be entering as soon as the market opens on Monday, and the GBP JPY I'll probably end up entering that one on Tuesday, depending on what happens on that candle. If we come down and on a Monday, come down and get a big wick, probably won't be entering that trade because it might consolidate for a little bit more. But if we get a close below this low here, then I'll be entering short. Stop loss will be up here, take profit down here, and I'll show that in the blog next week, or I'll be posting it onto social media. So not much going on this week, to be honest, but still had a good week last week and a lot of profit. So yeah, let me know if you guys are in any trades. Head over to the blog to see them in more detail, and I'll see you next week.